Welcome to SPTV Inc. I'm Skywriter, and I have questions. First question, where's Shelly? I'm talking about Shelly Miscavige, the wife of Scientology's leader David Miscavige. Leah Remini attended Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes' wedding in 2006 and asked that very question. She was told she didn't have the rank to ask such a question, and then she had to do lots of processing to determine what her crimes against Scientology were. Yeah, she blew the joint and went on to make Leah Remini Scientology in the Aftermath TV show. That show and other documentaries and books before that served to warn people about Scientology from how weird it is. South Park's 2005 episode, Trapped in the Closet, broke down the origin story of Overlord Xenu solving an overpopulation problem on his planet by freezing a bunch of Thetans, which are spirits, flying them across the Galactic Confederation to Earth, throwing them into volcanoes, and because that wasn't enough, dropping some old H-bombs on them. And now it's Scientology's aim to clear this planet for the salvation of all mankind. But what they're doing is brainwashing people into not trusting their own intuition, to rely on Source, otherwise known as L. Ron Hubbard, for their truth. Literally Surge and Ono Nora did a live on May 24th about the Truth Rundown. They were both born into Scientology and abused, neglected, denied agency, and nearly didn't make it out. They share their healing and recovery journey as well as their activism on their channels on SPTV. No more kids in Scientology. Jenna Miscavige, the niece of Little Davey with his fake space navy, talked about Shelly recently. She joined Aaron Smith Levin from Growing Up in Scientology on the Stevie Weeby podcast, which is available on YouTube. She said Shelly is still alive, working at a remote base far away from her husband. This is normal in Scientology. Separating married couples for years is no big deal. In Scientology Sea Org, composed of the most ethical and dedicated believers who sign 1 billion-year contracts, your identity is not yourself, it's what you do for the church, the hat you wear. Maybe it's because Scientology is so weird, but most people who have followed the Shelly story believe it's probably true. I mean, it fits, right? Not because the church said it. They haven't said anything. But word gets around in the ex-Scientology community, and SPTV has built a reputation for being honest and self-accountable. I believe them. So why keep asking where's Shelly? Well, on the same Stevie Weeby show, Aaron Smith Levin of Growing Up in Scientology said there's still value in asking, where's Shelly? It lets David Miscavige know that Scientology's tech doesn't work, and we all know it. It didn't value his marriage, certainly didn't save it. And also asking where's Shelly keeps Scientology in the public's eye, and they hate that. So, it's a good heckle, it's a meme troll, and it lets Scientology know that we're still watching them, and that a reckoning is coming. On to Kate. Kate hasn't been legitimately seen since December 2023. It's May 25th today. The communications from the firm have been herky-jerky, clumsy and confusing, and at times conflicting. First, a photoshopped image of Kate and her children was released, then recalled for lack of authenticity. That certainly didn't help the firm's trust index, and bear in mind, this was and continues to be a global story. Then a BBC Studios video of Kate in a garden when she broke the news of her cancer, or rather cancer cells, found during her scheduled surgery in January. She announced that she was on preventative chemotherapy. I didn't think that was a thing. Again, confusion. Which brings us to today. On May 24th, the Daily Beast reported that Kate would likely not appear in public for the rest of the year, citing the planned pullback of royal appearances during the election cycle, but no word on her actual health. Kind of important to update the public on that, I think. But the firm goes one step further. Let me read this part from the Daily Beast article, which is headlined, Kate Middleton, quote, may not appear in public for the rest of the year, unquote. Sources. The Princess of Wales will probably not appear in public for the rest of the year and is being surrounded by her birth family as she continues a course of preventative chemotherapy, having been diagnosed with cancer earlier this year. Royal sources and friends of Kate Middleton and Prince William have told the Daily Beast. It goes on to say, the source said, quote, lots of people involved in planning need to know what all the principals are doing a long way in advance. I am told that Kate's diary for this year is empty. There is nothing planned. She may not appear in public for the rest of the year. Later on it says, asked how the palace would deal with the inevitable resurgence of conspiracy theories and speculation that a protracted absence would provoke, the Daily Beast source said, quote, I would not rule out another video message updating the country on her health. That proved to be a very effective way of dealing with the conspiracy theorists, unquote. All right, stepping out of reading the article. What? Okay, let's go back to the article. The friend said that Kate has preferred to lean on and confide in her family rather than her and William's circle of friends. And, quote, the circle of trust is tiny. She's been surrounded by Carol and Michael, her parents, her sister Pippa and brother James, and they've obviously been there for her as well. They are an incredibly tight family, and Catherine feels absolutely confident relying on them. They've been there for her for decades and never let her down. Whew. Okay, I mean, let's break this down a little. A small circle of trust. That does not apparently include the shared friends between Prince William and Kate. She references her, or the article references her birth family. Like they call it out, they spike it out. So does that mean Kate has chosen a side and she's going with her birth family? I mean, what is going on? Why would she need just her birth family if she's sick? Questions. Kate is leaning on them almost exclusively, it sounds like. So what does this all mean? It sounds like isolation to me. And now I have another question. Is the royal family a cult? Based on their online defenders who explain away every legitimate question raised, well, now we're in Scientology territory. Scientologists are trained to confess their sins against the church and LRH. It's a self-policing cult, and its brainwashing is strong. Scientology parents willingly offer up their kids to the Sea Org, the most prestigious order within the church. They do it for clout. Does any of this sound familiar? So keep asking those questions. Where's Shelly? Where's Kate? It's about holding organizations like Scientology and the royal family accountable. Thanks for listening. If you like this video, please give a like and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments, and be sure to check out more SPTV